right, there was a hire in college basketball, very interesting one this week. Doug Gottlieb, who most know from his broadcasting career, both on television and he has a radio show at Fox Sports Radio, daily radio show, 2 hours a day. He's been on ESPN. He's a famous player. He played at Oklahoma State. He was hired to be the new head basketball coach at University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, which is in the Horizon League, and is it's a competitive basketball league. It's mid-major, but this isn't Division III. This is, they've had some really good teams. Dick Bennett through the years. Horizon's produced a lot of good teams. He got hired late because Sonny Wicks, who came in last year, took over a 3-win team, won 18. He got hired at Wyoming. So they're looking for a coach. They almost hired Doug a year ago, but he didn't want to move and didn't work out. Sonny Wicks is a great hire, obviously. His daughters are finishing high school out in California, all that. But anyway, he is the new head coach at Wisconsin Green Bay, which is interesting, familiar name. He has been coaching AAU ball. He coaches teams in Israel sometimes. His family is all coaches. His dad's a legendary coach. It's been around the game. So interesting hire. What makes it more interesting is he's not giving up his daily radio show. Yeah, he is going to continue to do a 2-hour national radio show on Fox Sports Radio, and then a daily podcast after, which is, about an hour. And he's going to have 2 jobs. The gig economy has hit college basketball. He's going to have 2 jobs. He has a daily radio show, basically 3 hours a day. He's going to be talking. The rest of the time, he is recruiting, coaching, scouting, whatever the heck you got to do to be the Green Bay basketball coach. He has said, I listened to him on Inside Wisconsin, a podcast, and he was on for a while. And Doug, I think Doug, I know Doug. He is a very colorful, he's an excellent broadcaster. He's very interesting. He's charismatic. I think if you were just hiring him and saying this guy in the recruiting trail, sitting in a living room, talking this, that, and his AAU ties, pretty interesting hire. Not a coaching experience per se, but it's Green Bay basketball. I think it's a pretty good hire. The fascinating part is the radio thing. He's like, hey, look, I've had 8 jobs forever. I've had a daily radio show and tried to run an AAU program, and then I do TV on the weekends, and then I got to jump over here. He was a consultant at Oklahoma State last year. All the different things. This guy is just Doug Gottlieb, I think, wakes up and jumps out of bed and just runs the whole day. He's just a sprinter. So, hey, I only got 2. I can do this. It really doesn't take much to do a radio show, which is we had a weekly national radio show, you and I, Pat. Now we put no effort into that probably, but we had one. Maybe I don't know. Can you do both? That's what's fascinating to me. I think Doug Gottlieb as a basketball coach hire for Green Bay. Yeah, not bad. What the heck? Give it a shot, especially at this point of the year. But also doing the job, fascinating. Can he do it?
I don't know, but if he does it and does it well and succeeds, he's the gateway drug for us, and then we can take over. Let's take over like New England United.
Yeah,
we'll do that and do the pod.
You forgot the part about where he knows how to coach basketball.
Well, theoretically.
Theoretically. A little bit more experience than us.
But if he does it, if he succeeds, yes, we're all coming for your coaching jobs. No, I would have significant doubts about this. I did look it up because I was like, has anybody ever done this? And I thought of Tom Brennan, the great coach at Vermont.
Oh, right.
Who upset Syracuse in the NCAA tournament once, had a really great run there. Brennan co-hosted a morning show of Burlington, Vermont, Corman the coach for 9 years, of which about the last 6 or 7 of his coaching career. But by then, I will say, Tom Brennan was established as a coach. All right, he had already proved he could win. He was an institution there. if I'm Doug Gottlieb trying to get up and running in my first college coaching job and I'm trying to do radio, that might be biting off a lot. We'll see. Again, to your point, full of energy, full of enthusiasm, full of optimism, downright cocky, you might even say. He will absolutely think he can do both jobs. We'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, a lot of coaches do not believe he can do both jobs.
Yeah, right.
It's definitely what's a lot of people going, that's crazy. Not going to work.
Yeah, in the current portal era where it's like you're constantly shuffling rosters and looking for players and losing players and getting players. All I hear is how much harder the job is now, and you're going to do it part-time?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I will say, it's great promotion for the program, right? That said, what if you're on, you lost 5 straight games? Like, you got to come on, do the rate. Most coaches are inconsolable after this is going to, like, how, let's say, and, Doug, if you're listening, I'm sorry to bring up this hypothetical. Let's say you get, you lose by 30 points on Tuesday night, and Wednesday you got to go on the show and talk about, is Dak Prescott the answer for, like, long-term or the Cowboys? It's just such a weird, like, how do you watch the games on Sunday? Do you watch? You just don't watch football? Like, most coaches don't have time for anything. They live in these bubbles. So now that I forgot about Brennan up in Burlington. Gottlieb said something about Jimmy Valvano once had a nightly talk show, and he would actually fly to New York to tape it or something. How did that work? Why? I don't know. But how long did that last? That was also 1983, 1980s, right? I mean, it's a totally different ballgame. The coaches that you talk to, and certainly Doug Gottlieb understands all this, they say, your day, you think this is what you're doing in the day, and then 5 things happen that are, and you, by the end of the day, you're out.
Yeah.
Brennan was doing a morning show.
Yes.
I was on that show a few times.
I was too.
So at 6 a.m., you could probably do it. You could also have the Corman, right? It was Corman, Coach Corman.
Yeah.
You can have the second guy miss.
Right.
This is the Doug Gottlieb show.
Yeah.
And you're not doing Burlington, Vermont local radio, where I don't know, what do they talk about up there?
I mean, you know what? Probably in that
the foliage.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Brennan and the Corm would probably just pick up the newspaper in the morning, look at it, and say, "Okay, here's 3 stories we can talk about," and check the maple syrup levels. Are we producing
maple syrup futures?
Not?
Yeah. Good foliage. Hey, might ski. That might snow over at Killington. What are we doing? I don't know. I'm just absolutely fascinated by this.
Yeah.
I love it. It could work. I mean, some people are really upset. It's like, dude, it's Green Bay basketball.
Yeah, right. I mean,
let's.
Yeah, they've had like
innocent people will not die if the Phoenix have a struggle for a year or 2.
Yeah.
Let us go get another coach.
That program has struggled a lot lately. So, like last year, Sundance Wicks, their coach, he was the big sensation. That's why he's no longer their coach. But it does give Gottlieb the opportunity, as you said, if you're like, you just get drilled the night before, to come on and do what Lou Holtz once did when you'd have these coaches would have their own like TV shows that they would tape usually on Sunday after the games on Saturday. Holtz, when he was at Arkansas, they lost some game badly, and he comes on and says, "Welcome to the Lou Holtz Show. Unfortunately, I'm Lou Holtz," because they had just gotten crushed the day before. So Gottlieb could have the opportunity to use that line.
Can he rant against the media? This is one of Coach's favorite things.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Can college basketball coaches now say all the media is a bunch of idiots? You don't know the game? Well, we got a coach now. One of our guys. One of our guys is taking over your job.
That's
you
right.
guys are always coming down taking our jobs.
Yep. Now we're coming for
right?
you. Like
the coaches coming taking our jobs. Now we're taking one back.
New England United, we're coming to take it.
Took one back. Go media. Go Gottlieb. UWGB. I don't know. We'll be watching and listening, Doug. Good luck to you.